Hello everybody. Today we are going to be talking about featherfin catfish, aka Synodontis euopterus. I believe that's how you pronounce it. The video that you're going to be seeing is a recording of my 4 personal featherfin catfish. I've had these guys for several years, and they've always been one of my favorite fish in my big tank. Mine are currently housed in a 150-gallon aquarium along with my Oscars, as you see there, and a couple other catfish and cichlids. For size of these guys, mine are full grown. Most of them are between 7 and 8 inches, maybe a little bit bigger. Typical size you'll see for them is 6 to potentially 10 inches long, full grown, although they usually don't get quite that big. Usually they max out at around 8 in an aquarium. For temperature, you're looking at 72 to 78 tropical, pretty standard temperature for just average community tropical tank. They're pretty hardy when it comes to that. Tank mates, you're looking at pretty much anything that isn't big enough for them to be eaten. They're very peaceful catfish. They can hold their own against fish like cichlids, but they'll also do perfectly fine in like an angel fish tank or a large community fish tank. Don't want to keep them with tetras, but, well, at least not like neon tetras, but in general they're pretty versatile into what they can be kept with. You probably don't want to keep them with anything that's super aggressive. Like I wouldn't keep mine with fish like flower horns. I feel like that they might get stressed out a bit with that. Scaping, you're going to be looking at rocks, wood. They like swimming through stuff. They like swimming on things. I found when mine were a lot younger, they used to stay in caves all the time. Now that they're adults, most of the time, like in this video, you'll see they'll be swimming on the background or just swimming in the middle of the tank. They do have some pretty unique behavior in that they like swimming in place. Like you see this guy. This guy was being a great little show model for me. But you also, I don't know if it's captured in this video, but they have a unique ability to swim completely upside down, and it is completely normal and healthy for them to do so. As long as they aren't stuck at the surface and as long as they aren't like being forced to the surface against their will, it's completely a normal fine. They swim upside down at the surface sometimes. They swim like that very frequently. For diet, I personally feed mine Massivore Delight pellets. I have found that they are one of the best pellets for pretty much any catfish. They're very high in protein, very healthy. You can get them in large or small sizes. These guys go crazy for them. They'll also go to the surface and snag food from the top. They very frequently take pieces of krill, and sometimes they'll get some Hikari Gold cichlid pellets from up there. So just very versatile when it comes to food. You do want to be getting them some protein, but keep it pretty balanced. You don't want to overload them. They're very beautiful fish, very mild-tempered. Tank size, you're going to be looking, I wouldn't go any smaller than a 55 for one of them. And that's pushing it a little bit. I found that they like having room to explore. Ideally, you'd be getting a 75. They can be housed alone or in groups. My 4 that I have always liked sticking together, so they're perfectly fine in groups. But I have another Synodontis that's a slightly different species, but very closely related, that is housed alone in my other tank, and he does perfectly fine. You'll see them, they have a couple different names. Like when I got these guys, they were marketed as lace catfish. But overall, a really great fish to have. I would highly recommend them to anybody looking for a medium to large sized catfish for their aquarium. They're just amazing. I love them. This guy that you're seeing here, I believe, is one of the bigger ones in the tank. He's about 9 inches long. So yeah, they're great fish to have. Highly recommend them. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. I'd be more than happy to answer. And I will see you all in the next video.